Hi there, it's Mr. Vini. Today we're talking about the late Middle Ages. We're going to focus on the Black Death and a troubled continent. Now, the Black Death, as many of you know, was a plague caused by bacteria that was carried by fleas and spread by rats. It's believed to have started in the Gobi Desert, and its first outbreak was reported in China in 1331. Its first appearance in Europe came in 1346. Now, it's estimated between 19 and 38 million people died. It's hard to get an actual count on that, so they estimate between 19 and 38 million people died. Because of this, trade declined in Europe, wages rose because there was less people to do the work, and also there was less demand for food, so prices fell. All of this also helped to weaken feudalism. So the Black Death had a great effect on Europe and changes that took place there. Let's talk about the 100 Years' War. The 100 Years' War was fought between England and France, and it was fought because the French kings wanted the English out of Normandy. Ever since William the Conqueror had come in to England and taken over the throne, England had a claim in France, and that was Normandy. So the French kings wanted them out of there. The other thing was the English king Edward III declared himself King of France. So at first, England had the advantage. They won several of the first battles, and their big advantage was they had archers. Their archers were the ones that gave them the advantage. Now let's talk about Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc was a peasant girl from France, and she claimed that her favorite saints had come and urged her to go free France. So she goes and she convinces Charles, at the time, who's in charge of France, that she needs to help. So with her help, the French win the Battle of Orleans. Everybody's excited. This is kind of the turning point in the 100 Years' War. France starts seeing some signs of life. But then Joan is captured, and it's believed that she was actually captured by a traitor who sold her to the English, and then the English burned her at the stake. But like I said, this became the turning point in the war, leading to a French victory finally. And the effects of the war was that England got weaker, France got stronger. Those were the main kind of outcomes of this war. One final thing I'd like to talk about is Spain and the Muslims. All right, Muslims ruled Spain for many years, especially during the Middle Ages. The Christians in Spain were not happy with Muslim rule. They did not like being under Muslim rule, so they began the Reconquista, or a reconquest of Spain. This was fueled by Isabella and Ferdinand, and when they united their two kingdoms, creating Spain, they then set up what became known as the Spanish Inquisition, and this tortured thousands of people, and eventually both Jews and Muslims were told they either had to convert or leave the country. That's just a little bit about the late Middle Ages, Black Death, and a troubled continent. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in class.